minimize that. Okay, hi guys.
Hi.
How are you? How are you both?
Very well, yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, for a Monday morning, Monday afternoon. Okay. Right. This afternoon, I'm just going to take us. I'm just got you here really for me to ask you a few questions about your project and dissertation supervisors resource. Before we get into all of that, can I ask you a couple of questions first of all? Right. But first question is, who are you? So your names and what do you do in your jobs?
My name is David Dixon. I'm an associate learning developer, I believe.
Okay.
New title.
Right. Okay.
Basically, my side of the job is working with students, preparing materials for students. They come to us, generally speaking, because they feel they need some support with academic skills.
Okay. Great.
And my name is Simon Lamb. I am in the same team as David in the Skills for Learning Centre, which is part of the learning development team with CRIT. And my role is as an embedded person, which means I go into class now and I deliver content to students directly, whether they like it or not.
Okay. All right. Great. Those are your jobs. What we're talking about is this little resource that you've built. Okay. Before we look at it, why did you actually develop it in the first place?
This came out of a couple of previous projects that have been kind of mulled over for a good 10 plus years, I would say, of materials that are available to fill a need for lecturers who are new to the job and don't have a huge amount of experience or resources as dissertation or project supervisors. So we were approached by Kim Silver in law to develop some existing materials and to create some new ones and to make them freely available to members of staff via an appropriate platform, which turned out to be Moodle.
Okay.
And the idea is that we have created generic materials that can be used, modified and employed in a tutorial context by supervisors of projects and dissertations to assist their students with the creation of quite potentially complicated projects. It covers things like methodology, ethical considerations, copyright, literature reviews, a whole host of things which David will talk about later. And the idea is to provide a rich database of resources that can be used by only academic staff. So it's not available to students.
Just academic staff here at LSB.
That's right, yeah. It's an internal password protected VLE, so it means that it's only open and visible to staff. In fact, staff have to request access to it, so they have to email us. You have to provide I can't remember the email address, but if you are listening and you're an LSBU member of staff, do get in touch and we can provide you access with this. This came because we have quite a few members of staff who come directly from industry. So we have a large kind of body of members of staff who don't have a huge amount of teaching experience and are always looking for ways to deliver content really effectively to their students, and they need access to a lot of resources, and they possibly lack confidence actually. And the idea is this is providing a database, I think is probably the right word for it, of material that they are able to use.
Okay, you say it was something that came out of the law school, but it goes across the whole university.
It's totally generic, is the idea. I mean, there are some resources that are available which are specific to particular disciplines, but generally speaking, if it's not already generic around lit reviews, for example, it's not that difficult to change some of the keywords to your own discipline because the principles are all the same. Okay. And we've already provided, I mean, we've delivered this or a presentation on this resource at the last year's staff conference and a couple of staff development days where we've provided insight into how to use it, how the database works, and how it can benefit members of staff, either as like full academic staff, but actually we have quite a few hourly paid lecturers who are interested as well. For them it's a real issue because time is of the essence when they have a limited number of hours to work.
Okay, time is of the essence. So what I want to do now is go into the actual module, and I wonder if one of you can take us around the module, just to sort of show us what's in it?
I think I'll hand over to David for this,
Yeah,
the master.
Okay, so if I pass the mouse to you.
Okay, so when you get there,
This is the home page.
this is the home page.
Right.
So we'll just open up this home page section here. And this is sort of the central interface control panel where you can reach everything. So
All right, okay.
projects is the title. Materials repository we have here. Search resources we have here. And then this branching structure here organizes the different skills or the different sources of information. So it's laid out so that it's easy to see at a glance, but also clickable. So although it's a graphic, you can click on any of the boxes and it will take you to that page or that section. But so far it's a website. So what we've got there is an interface on a website, a home page on a website.
Right.
Where it gets a bit more interesting is that it's also a repository, as Simon was saying. It's a repository of materials which is available to anybody in the university, and who knows, maybe one day even potentially outside the university.
That's the
Right.
grand plan.
This is the ground plan, eventually. Okay, so there are two ways of accessing the materials. You can click here on materials repository and you get a list, but it's organized. It's organized into topics or themes.
Right.
So you can browse through. So you may have a general idea of what you're looking for, but you might also stumble across something as well. Some people have a more kind of organic way of searching. So this is the kind of interaction they want with the materials.
Right.
So let's say they find something on essay planning, for example. So they say, okay, structure guidance, that sounds promising. So they can click on that link there. Provides them with the material. They've now downloaded that. They can inspect it. They can use it if they want to. Adapt it if they want to.
Okay.
The idea is that you don't upload something and put it here unless you want other people to use it. So there's that sort of copyright understanding.
Yeah.
And we are the gatekeepers as well. So
Yeah.
if you are a
Yeah.
member of staff and you have an interesting resource, you're very welcome to get in touch with us.
Oh yeah.
And we will review and hopefully post it. Because as you might notice, there are a few gaps there for things like equations
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so on. But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just, this is very much a kind of an ongoing project that we will develop.
But
Right.
the idea is that it's not all made by us,
Okay.
and that would be impractical anyway, because we don't know about all different disciplines in the university. So,
Okay.
It's democratic.
so yeah, we'd like staff to upload their effective materials. If they feel they've used something with students and it's been effective, then why not share it? This is
Okay.
basically a sharing site. Okay, so getting back to this example, they've downloaded the file. Maybe they don't want to download it, perhaps they just want the information. So they click the blue I button, and this takes them to information about the file. So we've got here, for example, target user, undergraduate students.
Right.
The mode of study, is it a self-access thing, or can it be used online? Is it designed to be used in class, for example? Skill areas, keywords, description. This could be, for example, how to use it, how it's envisaged.
Right.
Okay, so that's one way of using it. Another way of using it is more targeted. So you may want to search for resources using search terms.
Okay.
So, for example, you can search for a title. You can search for
A title of a topic. do you mean?
Exactly, yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, if you want to say let's have a go at this. Say I'm a lecturer and I'm fairly new to teaching, and suddenly realise I've got a 1 hour slot with my students next week on how to write a literature review. Yeah, is that a
It's
typical?
getting pretty specific. Why
Yeah,
don't you
right,
type in literature review and see what happens?
Here we go. Here's the test.
Into here.
Yeah.
Unrehearsed as well, we should say.
Um,
For the benefit of the tape.
Right.
Yeah.
Literature review. Okay,
And
just
then just hit enter.
okay.
What have we got there? Let's see. Well, what it's doing is showing us the search terms that you put in. So you put in literature review.
Yeah.
You didn't specify a contributor, a
Right.
type of file, a mode of study. You could, if you wanted to narrow it down.
Yeah.
But let's see. So the actual file we've got is
Oh,
editing
so
your
it's-
literature review. Here
So
is
it's giving me free resources there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
there are 3 resources,
Right.
and then you can see what kind of resources.
Okay,
There's a
so-
PowerPoint.
Writing a literature review. Okay, I might use that actually.
Yeah. So I think it's the
okay.
kind of thing I wish I'd had, and I think it could
Yeah.
be really useful.
Okay.
Just a small technical point.
Yeah.
We've had feedback that this page can be confusing, and the reason for that is because it says save settings there on the blue button when you're searching. So if you hit enter, it's going through save settings. That's the same as hitting enter or search. It should probably say search. So please don't put
right.
off
Okay.
if you're using it. That's
All
one
right.
of the bits of feedback we've had.
It's
that
a
needs
Moodle
resolving.
default. You can't
It is,
change
yeah.
it.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. But I think
It's fairly obvious it stands out, but it's just worth
Yeah.
noting.
Okay, that's really user friendly actually in terms of searching for stuff. Okay, good. All right. Okay. You've got a wealth of information up on there. So we've talked quite a lot. Is there anything else that we need to know in terms of the essentials of what's up on the site?
If you go to the site
Yeah.
and it's called Projects and Dissertations Supervised Resources.
Okay.
If you search on Moodle for that, it'll ask you to self-enroll,
Okay.
which you can do, but it'll only get you as far as student. And if you were listening carefully earlier,
Right.
you'll remember that students aren't actually admitted.
Okay.
So what happens is at that point, you'll say, well, I'm in, but I can't see anything.
Right.
So at that point, you'll have to click on the email button and contact us,
Okay.
and we'll give you the full.
Access.
We'll turn it up to 11 and give you the full access.
Okay. Brilliant.
Excellent Spinal Tap reference.
All right, and that's probably a good point to end on, actually. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Chris.
That's very interesting, and I'll stop there.